Hello, Perfidious Pete here in a bit of a sticky wicket as I wrap up my run of XCOM War of the Chosen. But before we get up here and deal with this giant mess, I really would like someone from Great Britain to come and explain to me, an ignorant American, just exactly what the hell a sticky wicket is, though. I mean, it's probably something cricket related, I'm assuming. A sport which, by the way, defies all sports logic in the fact that the man with the club is on defense. Just doesn't make sense, but I digress. What the hell's a sticky wicket? I have to admit that when I hear the word sticky wicket, there are only two things that come into my admittedly somewhat deranged mind. And those things are, one, an Ewok who's been, for some bizarre reason, covered in thick, rich Canadian maple syrup, and his fur is like all matted and nasty, and he's running around getting stuck to trees on the forest moon. Or two, also an Ewok, but in a Star Wars porn parody, and he's all tangled up with a chick who's wearing two side buns, who, if you, like, squint really hard, sort of looks vaguely like Carrie Fisher. Those are the two sticky wickets that I'm capable of imagining. I'm not proud of the fact that I'm capable of imagining only those two sticky wickets, but it's what I got. I'm sorry. What we also need to do here is we got a couple people that need to die, so let's send Chris Knight in. We can hit this faceless, this faceless, this faceless, and possibly, well, or rather these two faceless and possibly this berserker. And if we can get all of those guys wounded enough that we can finish them off with one Ionic Storm, we can burn the Ionic Storm and simultaneously recharge it as well. Also going to pick Chris Knight up a little point of focus here. Get focused. Just like I was really focused on the whole wicket all tangled up with Princess Leia thing, because while it seems like it should be something on, you know, a Rule 34 sort of deal, was actually surprisingly erotic. We need more people to beat up on this berserker. So he needs to be savagely beaten. We got to do considerably more damage to this man. You know what, Gutshot Shahurless, you may be able to do double duty for us on here. What if you dash up and hear me out here? Then fling your lightning hands. Whack. Beautiful. Then we go and give him the slice and dice, and then we hit him with the Ionic Storm. Oh, look out, he's all infuriated and enraged, but fortunately for us, his rage isn't going to last too terribly long, because he's only going to live for another 1/8 of a second. He's going to die angry. Should really embrace the Zen, dude. You got to come at this from a more peaceful mindset. You don't want to be all... You don't want to die unhappy and angry like that. It's bad for your karma, dude. So where was the place I was capable of standing earlier where I saw that I could hit all of these people? Right here? Done, then. Mad Mardigan the Great One, the caller of the storm, as I like to call him. Pulling out Stormbreaker. He's gone full Thor. And that's 3 dead people. 1, 2, count them, 3. And everybody... Oh, see, this guy was all angry before he died, but... He actually didn't really, like, he didn't even die hard like a Bruce Willis film. He just kind of, like, gently crumpled over as if he had said, you know what, Pete, you're right. You're exactly 100% right. I gotta embrace a more peaceful mindset. I'm thinking maybe on this last guy, rather than murder him. Hear me out. I know this is going to be a little controversial, but I think rather than murder him, our better bet is to send forth the commander's avatar and mind control him. Having a 24 health meat bag on our side, that's going to be... Why could we not mind control you? No targets available. You're not mind controllable? Well, that's unfortunate then. Well, guess you gotta die. Here I was looking to try and spare your life and then use you against your compatriots, turn you into my own personal quisling, but you have said unto me, no, Pete, that shall not be. And now I just, well, gonna have to murder you, I guess. How come I can't shoot him either? The target's available. It's because, for whatever reason, I can't see him. So we could have had ourselves, what you're saying is, could have had ourselves a 25 health meat bag to suck up some damage, but line of sight, once again, completely screwed me. You know, there are indicators telling you when you will or will not be able to see a unit. And yes, I am aware, but sometimes things just seem like they should be so naturally intuitive. For instance, this guy should be able to stand in this square as he peeks out and have an absolute direct line of sight to that monster, but nope, that's not how it works. Line of sight is, it's anything but intuitive. Simon Magus is going to pick himself up a point of focus. Ideally, maybe generates an extra point. Nope. We want to keep our focus high. The 3-kill dash we just pulled with Mad Mardigan was super awesome. Commander's Avatar, I guess we'll just bring you up here then. Pod dealt with. That seemed surprisingly easy. Actually, I expected that to be a little bit more of a trial. Kinda wasn't. Kinda super simple. And now what do we gotta do? Go fight the 2 pods that are invariably loitering around the friend's apartment. Oh! Why, if it isn't another 24 health meat bag to make up for the one I failed to wrangle earlier. So, Commander's Avatar, you want to actually maybe do your job this time? So, like, if I put you here, can you see these guys? Okay, target preview says, yes, you can see them both, which means you should be able to mind control them both. Also, this line of sight seems bizarrely more Byzantine than the one we had previously, where it was a straight line of open terrain. And yet here, mind control, not a problem, Pete. Commander's Avatar is on the job. Never fear, I will mind control those that are near. It was a terrible rhyme, but I just wanted to try and make it a little, you know, I was trying to cool it up, trying to punch up the content a little bit there. Oh, we should have had Simon Magus go last. Get a point of focus anyway, despite my stupidity. Bump yourself up. There it is. Anybody else not have full focus then becomes the question. Doc Holliday is all juiced up. Batman's all juiced up. Mad Mardigan, he's more juiced up than Barry Bonds. That means Chris Knight is our only man who remains who is not fully juiced, along with Gutshot Shaherless. So we need somebody else to come soften this man up a little bit. Doc Holliday, you're all juiced up, so that seems like a good job for you. Come in here. Delivereth the rend. The rend hath been delivered. That leaves us with the 1 health, very enraged Muton, who again, man, I'm telling you guys, you berserkers gotta embrace the Zen. Life is too short to live in a state of constant, unrelenting fury. Sometimes you just gotta chill and relax a little bit. Or chillax, as the kids are wont to say these days. You're stressing out needlessly. You were gonna be dead in a matter of seconds anyway. Why die in a state of rage? You should just bend down, bare your throat, blissfully and blissfully... Gleefully? I guess I was looking for a combination of blissfully and gleefully there, but it kind of fucked it up, sort of. Well, be that as it may, it's a word now. It's in my lexicon. So you know what? Sit back and bleefully accept your fate. Just bare your throat and be prepared to accept the inevitable. I'm actually going to use this berserker for cover. Mad Mardigan on the dash. His Ionic Storm is on cooldown. We want to make sure we have all of our Ionic Storm available before we decide to go any deeper into the mix. Mr. Muton Berserker, we could use you as a scout, and I kind of don't hate that plan. Let's bring you up here and see if this generates anything. That was Mad Mardigan, though, Pete. Don't worry, it doesn't matter. Everything's cool. Give me the Berserker, though. Yeah. I want a little bit of rooftop Berserker. His love for us is like a truck, Berserker. He would like some making fuck, Berserker. I'm thinking the whole team just maybe colonizes this rooftop. Like, we go full British Empire at the height of its colonial power, and we just be like, we don't care what the natives say, we're coming in. This is it. This is ours now. I don't care that your native peoples have lived here for thousands of years, and the indigenous population has a very strong local presence. It doesn't matter. We're just like, we own this now. This is ours. Please step aside. Also, please render unto us all your cultural artifacts so that we might take them back to one of our own museums.
Some kind of human enclosure?
There were always reports of missing civilians years before the first invasion.
Could this be them?
You know, okay, I don't want to go to bat for the aliens on this one, although oftentimes I do go to the bat for the aliens and talk about how XCOM are clearly terrorists. But as far as captivity goes, you know, this ain't so bad, really. Why is it showing us activating a pod here? What pod are we activating? We go up here, we're going to activate something. I'm just curious what that something is. Doc Holliday would not be a bad pod spopper if we get a spop one. Oh, it's, okay, never mind. It's, what is this? A codex? Gatekeeper? Is that a dual gatekeeper pod? That looks a lot... Ugh, good God, there are two, though. That pod of 4 Vipers is actually fucking terrifying. Okay, we're gonna have to come up with an alternative plan for this. Who down here on the ground has full focus on Ionic Storm? Simon Magus, you do. Okay, so if you come over to, say... I really need you to be able to dash into that pod, because when I activate them, I want to do so by murdering every member of the unit. Like, I want you to dash in and kill all of them. So you be here and be on Overwatch. We can't go... You were the one person that could see all of those pods, huh? So what if we put Chris Gutshot Shaherlis in that spot? Can we see him again? No, we have completely lost vision on all of them. Well, that's going to make the next task somewhat more difficult, because I don't necessarily remember where those codexes were. You know what?
I'll keep it under watch.
Commander's avatar, I think you can be up here without activating anything. Like, that's a safe move. We put you on Overwatch. Berserker, you can't Overwatch. That's acceptable. Doc Holliday, be here, be on Overwatch. Batman, Mardigan, Berserker, end the turn. Okay, so these guys have moved. They have self-activated and wander into our Overwatch. Surprisingly, I'm okay with this. We're gonna be fighting 2 gatekeepers and 2 codexes simultaneously. As long as we can kill that pod of Vipers, I'll be okay with it. I don't want to have to fight all of this and 2 Vipers at the same time, because that's going to be unbeatable. Okay, make a mental note where those guys are. Make a mental note, Pete. They over there. You guys are doing some great work with the Overwatch, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Fantastic job. Really paying the bills here. Another good one. They're big, giant, glowing balls that basically have a target painted right in the center of them. How the hell do you guys keep missing? Okay, so we made a mental note. And that mental note is completely pointless because we can actually see the Vipers and they are unactive. Oh, we about to do some damage here, boys. Okay, who has Fortress? You know what? We're not going to need Fortress on this because it won't generate enough damage to kill those guys. So if I come to say, I need to be like 1 tile closer though. This will kill all of the codexes, absolutely, definitively. It also is going to do some fairly catastrophic damage to the gatekeepers, but it will make us close enough to 1 gatekeeper that we take damage when they explode. I don't want to do that. I really want to kill those Vipers with an Ionic Storm. You know what, Simon Magus, if you can't get there, we're gonna have to pick somebody else. Who has Fortress? Who's got Fortress? Chris Knight, you have Fortress. Oh, this could be amazing. You can come in here, stand right here. It's not gonna hit the gatekeepers, which is unfortunate. I would love for there to be a way that we could hit the gatekeepers. It doesn't seem like this should be blocked by terrain. We're calling lightning from the skies. The fact that this gets blocked by terrain is very troubling. This is going to get 5 kills, though, with 1 Ionic Storm, so it's totally worth it. This is 1 Codex and 4 Vipers, all dead in a single blow. And if we get any overflow damage, we might get even more. Nope. So Chris Knight's right back to full focus, which is utterly amazing. Now we just got to deal with all this gatekeeper action. And a codex. Do we have anybody else who has Fortress? anybody else at all. Gutshot Shahurless is our only other man who has Fortress, and unfortunately Gutshot does not have enough charge to make this worthwhile. So, Muton Berserker, I'm thinking like you're probably going to be one of our triggermen, because we want you dead in a minute anyway. So Simon Templar, we need you to hit all this stuff with an Ionic Storm, but not be close enough to any of it to explode when you die. Or when it dies, rather. And that, this tile should be, we're not hitting that one, though. Does this put us at least 2? No, see, we're going to be in the explosion there. We got to be back a tile. But if we're back a tile for whatever reason, our Ionic Storm won't hit that guy. Here, what about here? This is safe. Go Ionic Storm here. The drawback to this is this is going to leave Simon Magus with only a single point of focus. But if we're going to kill all of these gatekeepers, this is the only way we're going to be able to do that. He got very, very close to making them all be dead. Very close. Very close. Commander's Avatar. You know what? Here, why don't you reload, actually? Berserker. You know that my love for you is very much like a truck, but in this case, I want you to come over here and stand next to this gatekeeper. I don't suppose you can punch it, can you? Why can you not? Berserkers cannot move and punch? That seems unreasonable. Well, somebody else is going to have to kill it, but we might as well take advantage of the free damage we're going to get out of this explosion. Doc Holliday, let's bring you up here, and you should have no difficulty bringing down this gatekeeper. Can't miss the Berserker. 90% chance. Yeah, this is good. There we go. Some damage on the Berserker as well, who is now enraged, but also mind-controlled. Gutshot. I think it's time for you, you worthless bastard. I need him to come in here and arc wave this gatekeeper, and he actually can't hit it. He's one time. I hate everything about it. Yeah, that's right, Pete. I just quoted an Ugly Kid Joe song. I hate everything about you. Well, it's up to Batman then to manage. You know what? Maybe it's not going to be up to Batman. Maybe it'll be up to someone who sucks considerably less. Mad Mardigan, let's see if you can give us a pistol shot for a kill here, because there ain't no way in hell Batman's getting the job done. 63% for you is also terrible. And I'm still going to take it.
I will improve at any cost.
Well, we could try and have Batman shoot, but he's not... This is... Having Batman fire is a bad idea. He's never going to hit anything. He...
I only struck their armor.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually perfect, Batman. Like, masterful execution right there. Good work. You did one. Honestly, I would have rather you just miss. Got shot. If we have you come up here, I need you in a position where you can take a shot at it. And then probably shoot at it again. It's a great thing that you're completely ridiculously slow. No, shoot at this man.
By any means.
Ideal.
Forgive me.
Okay, you know what? We can't afford to dick around. Shahurless, hit him with the Mars Volta then, because it's the only way we can guarantee a kill, and we can't afford to leave this man alive. Done. And I wanted to finish off the Muton Berserker for the free point of focus, though, because now Shahurless is focusless. Oh, I'm so salty about the focuslessness. We need that focus. Ionic Storm is going to be a huge part of our overall end game, and we're going to need focus for throwing Mars Voltas at the avatars. It's basically the only reliable method we're going to have to do damage to them. Also, I mean, I know you guys are talking here, but there's this weird thing that the audio does since War of the Chosen, where in these cutscenes, for some reason, despite the fact that I have the voiceover stuff way above the background audio and music, the mix ratio still puts the background and music, like the mix on that is way, way, way higher. I'm confused by it. It does make for, you know, I guess it's nice to kind of simulate the fact that maybe communications in this facility aren't the greatest. We're going to go with our patented split into 2 teams philosophy here. So, Batman, Bruce Wayne, great one. Okay. We want people who are in matched pairs to be on opposite sides of the field. Chris Knight, that means you go over here. Got shot, you're over here. Commander's Avatar, you can basically be wherever you want. Also, you still have 1 turn of cooldown on your mind control. That's fine. You'll have it back before we try to go around the corner. Simon Templar, you're over here. Opposite Batman.
I'll keep it under watch.
Batman, you're over here with these boys. 1 team of 4, 1 team of 3. We're ready to send in a strike team.
I'll maintain my watch.
Let's maintain our watch. Well, you're watching, but like the thing you're going to be watching, well, first off is this pseudo cutscene.
We cannot understand it. Our intentions for your world were never hostile. They are still not. You are a part of us.
Even after I admitted to the weird Star Wars porn parody Ewok fantasy thing, Ethereal, like you still don't distrust me even after that, huh? I mean, it's pretty weird. I don't know, maybe. See, once again, the Ethereal's actions lead me to suggest that perhaps XCOM is in the wrong on this one. Here I am admitting to my weird Star Wars Princess Leia teddy bear kink, and the Ethereal's like, don't worry, Pete, we still love you. It's very Christ-like in a fashion. I'm torn. I'm conflicted, but I'm going to have to be conflicted between episodes because this one is actually done. It didn't take nearly as long as I thought. I am still very worried, though, about this final confrontation. I think avatars are going to prove to be a very difficult row for us to hoe. It's going to be, well, it's going to be interesting, but it'll be tomorrow. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see whether the old Chinese proverb of may you live in interesting times is in fact a benediction or a curse, you might consider subscribing as well. Right now, I'm going to go see if I can find some Star Wars parody porn involving Ewoks. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.